Let's play a game. Think back of the time when the clock had struck midnight and it was 2026. It might feel like yesterday or maybe like a distant past to you, but think about it. What did you do? Did you make a wish, manifesting success and finding love this year? Or maybe you scribbled down New Year resolutions and gobbled down 12 grapes under a table, whispering a hope to the universe that, hey, please let my wish come true this year. I really want to do this. Or maybe you made a vision board. Did you genuinely believe that it will work, or did you do it because everybody seems to be finding success through these? Now it's almost February. How far are you in your New Year resolutions? Most of us never make it this far. What if I told you the story you have heard about manifestation isn't just incomplete, but it's hiding something profound? In this video, I'm going to be talking about not only self help, but I'm going to rip apart the machinery of belief itself. And by the end, you might think and you might not even trust your own thoughts. So strap in because everything you think you might know the answer, that is when the whole story turns upside down. Okay, so let's start with the best selling promise, The Power of Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. The core idea is pretty simple. Your mind is like a garden. You plant the thoughts and you will reap the life that you want. The idea of manifestation being hopefully sealed in a bottle, free from life's unpredictable chaos, is exactly why millions have bought into this, quite literally. However, a question remains. If everybody is planting the same seeds, why isn't everyone harvesting gold? So, neuroscience says yes to thoughts shaping the brain. Visualizing your goals activate the same brain areas as actually chasing it. And athletes do it all the time. But the game changes when we realize that brain can't always tell apart the reality from fiction. That's why nightmares make you sweat and movies, especially horror movies, makes you jump at obvious jump scares. Well, if that's true, what about those subliminal manifestation video? You know, those having the captions like use with caution. This will make you pretty, or ridiculously educated, or have top grades, or maybe something like this will bring your ex back. Yeah, the ones claiming to rewire your brain while you sleep. What do you think? Are you harnessing your mind, or is someone else slipping the intentions in your subconscious mind? Well, is it fair? Who really is in control here? Let's dive deeper, okay? So, Dr. James Doty, a clinical professor of neurosurgery at Stanford University, he believed that manifestation collapses under fear. When we are driven by the force of insecurity and worry about failing, our body lights up with anxiety. Stress hormones shut down our focus, and our mind isn't just creating miracles, rather, it's just trying to survive amidst the chaos. You ever had those random, intrusive, dark thoughts in the middle of nowhere? Actually, most of them gets filtered by our own brain's bouncer, that is the basal ganglia. But sometimes the bouncer messes up, and syndromes like Tourette's syndrome comes into play because here thoughts slip straight into action. And now that you realize that maybe not every thought is a seed that needs to grow, some are just like weeds, and we must know the difference between delusion and dreams. So if your mind just went like, okay, maybe belief is the answer, hold your horses because we are not done yet. Centuries ago, there was a guy called Francis Galton, who is somehow the half cousin of Charles Darwin, that evolutionary guy. So Galton did a controversial experiment where he tested the power of prayer. The result showed no difference according to his statistics. Maybe prayer comforts the soul as a coping mechanism, and as the evidence points out that it doesn't really change the external events. But today, beliefs still heal. The placebo effect is undeniable, and sugar pills work, but only if you behave. And if your body is doing the work, not the universe bending to your own will, is belief a superpower or is it just a trick of your mind? If you're in the team that thoughts causes reality, what happens when everything falls apart? When nothing goes your way, and what do you do? Like, do you think that uh, it is your fault, or do you think that you didn't wish hard enough? Why isn't manifestation appearing here? Why is it that people think so negative about manifestation? And I believe that's exactly what makes it a pseudoscience, because true science will never refute falsification, that is disproving a theory for a new theory. Manifestation simply blames the individual themselves, that they must have brought it on themselves. And that's exactly how they explain things like poverty, wars, tragedies, where millions of lives are lost. And of course, I want to talk about confirmation bias here too. It makes us forget all of the times when manifestation didn't work, and we keep thinking of only the times when manifestation did work because it was the time when you were more emotionally charged. Dependency spiral is the reason why gamblers lean into learned helplessness, because they might think that they might hit the jackpot the next time simply by praying. So, if you think that maybe control is the answer, ancient wisdom throws a curveball at us, because Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita once said, कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फलहेतुर्भूर्मा te sangotsva karmani, which means you have the right to work but never to the fruit of work. In simple words, focus on the process and let go of the outcome. The real secret might not be manifesting results, but living in the journey and finding in the process itself. Manifestation isn't a total fantasy or a total fact. Yes, our mind is powerful but not omnipotent. Maybe manifestation is just a self fulfilling prophecy, or is there a deeper meaning lurking behind? So, here is my final question to you. If the universe owes you nothing, but you owe yourself everything, will you keep wishing or start building? So here's a challenge here, okay? For 1 week, stop waiting for results, obsess over the process. Don't visualize and get the work done. And most important, be consistent. Let me know down in the comments about your experience and thoughts. If you disagree or agree with any of my points, let me know. So, see you in the next one. Bye bye.